This is The Point, News from Noise, daily market call presented by Kattan Ferretti Financial. I'm your CEO, Brad Roth, and I look forward to having a daily discussion with you over the topics that we present in this note every single morning. So without further ado, The Point.
Good morning, Cameron. How are you today?
I'm good. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm doing really good, man. It's an exciting day. A little bit of a new format for the note. Please tell all your friends to subscribe. It's no charge. It's really important that you have somebody doing your financial homework for you unless you want to spend a few hours every morning doing it. So we're glad to do it. It's a lot of fun. So fire away with the news, Cameron, then I'll try my best to give you some insights.
U.S. futures markets are lower this morning, and the U.S. dollar is lower versus both the euro and the yen, and existing home sales will be released at 10 a.m. Technology stocks are leading declines as markets await next week's U.S. growth data. Weekly mortgage rate data saw the rate unchanged at 4.13%. Crude oil prices continue lower this morning ahead of inventory data that will be released at 10:30 a.m. Adobe, FedEx, and La-Z-Boy all reported better than expected earnings, as the most expensive House race in U.S. history, Republican Karen Handel defeated Democrat John Ossoff in a special election for a U.S. House seat in Georgia. An article in Bloomberg highlighted how the crackdown on foreign visa workers is hurting small businesses in America, and Amazon announced yesterday that it will break into the clothing box club business. PNC experienced a hardware issue that caused some systems to be unavailable for customer and employee use. What they did not offer is a reason why it happened, as their technology lapses are happening more often. Their absurdly low rate of return for their savings account is why we went all in to start a robo-platform for Kattan Ferretti Financial. Outside the United States, in Europe, markets are trading lower as Bank of England chief economist Andy Haldane sees a case for higher interest rates. The British pound fell below 126 for the first time in 2 months before Prime Minister Theresa May lays out her legislative program in Parliament. Most Asian markets were lower overnight and were not much impacted by news that MSCI had decided to include Chinese stocks in its benchmark indexes. Integration will not begin until April of 2018, and Saudi Arabia rose after MSCI also included Saudi Arabian stocks. Japan All Industries Activity Index was reported better than expected, and an interesting read from Bloomberg this morning said that tipping has become an essential part of China's digital economy. China's most popular social media service refused to share tips with Apple, and Apple's image is changing in China. China played an important and constructive role in seeking peace on the Korean Peninsula, Foreign Ministry spokesman Jiang Shuang told reporters in Beijing. And lastly, a solid video from Goldman Sachs CEO on China will be the link on our note. Now, Bobby, what do you see going on with this current bull market we have in stocks versus prior bull markets?
Well, some of the things that you see are the same, as it's driven by earnings. It's driven by the acceleration in U.S. growth. Some of the things that are different, most of the 8-year run we've had has been from reflating the economy, right? From super easy money and accommodative policies to rehab us from, the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. At the top, what I don't see in tech stocks really, valuations are certainly high, but you don't see the broad market being blind to where the evaluations are the way you saw in 99, right? Where you thought that literally there were headlines even into 2007 saying that the economy was now recession-proof. We don't have that kind of arrogance in the market right now. I think it's really important that even though we've had this huge run in stocks, that that you're doing your homework every day so that when the catalyst starts to arrive for a pullback, it's in perspective. You're not scrambling to figure out if there's going to be a pullback or not. That's why this note is so important every day. Is it's a little bit of homework every day to keep everything in perspective, so you're not guessing when big news hits. And also, our entire media is the boy who cried wolf, right? So that every day you're not, you're focusing on your families and your life and not on, CNBC screaming at you. So you definitely in 2007 you saw a lot more inflation, commodity inflation through the roof. Oil was through the roof. Now oil's collapsing at the top of this bull market, right? Huge bear market in oil, bull market in stocks. Oil is getting crushed. But labor markets we're still going to look for these three things across markets. 1, earnings reports going into July. 2, economic growth next week. And 3, what is going to happen with wages? Are wages going to go higher? The U.S. consumer makes up 70% of the economy. We need to see wages go higher, or else you could see, defaults on personal credit, defaults on some kinds of spending. You want to keep a close eye on China as possible catalyst. But other than that, it's earnings, GDP growth, and what are wages doing. So we normally jump from this point into your sports report, and that's all in the thing. But I want to hear a little bit more since you wrote a great article this morning on Jordan Spieth. But I want to hear about Freakonomics. Tell me a little bit about the Freakonomics episode you listened to. Freakonomics is one of our favorite podcasts. So what did you take from that?
Well, I thought it was really interesting. Yesterday they said one of the biggest problems we have in society is that humans are able to change, like make small changes, like start going to the gym, start eating healthy or something. But the biggest issue we have is making that stick. So people have a hard time committing to long-term things. So there's this foundation that's offering $100 million for someone that can make a societal change around the world. So, that's a pretty good incentive. And I think their names were Milkman and Duckworth started this thing, and they're going out to change 3 major areas in people's lives, their health, their finances, and their education, trying to make people commit to changes, pretty basically trying to change the world. And I think it's all really neat how it happens. So we'll see.
That's great, man. Yeah, you got to make it stick.
Mm-hmm. That's the key.
Notes stick to your inbox. You get a little bit of financial data every day. And I got to stick to jumping rope in the morning. I'm almost into some of my better shirts. All right, everyone. Thanks a lot. This was The Point. Figuring out the news that's within the noise of the markets for what's today's date, Cameron?
June 21st.
June 21st. We'll see you all back here tomorrow. Thanks a lot.